This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we started with JSP. JSP stands for Java Server Pages and used to develop server-side dynamic web applications. And we have seen the JSP tags. So we have seen the page directive tag. The symbol is %@page and with again percentage. And the use is used to import Java packages. Include directive tag. The symbol is %@include and with percentage, and the use is used to include other JSP files. Next we have seen declaration tag. The symbol is not percentage exclamation and with percentage, and the use is used to declare variables and to define methods. Expression tag. The symbol is %= and with percentage, and the use is used to access the value of the variable and to call methods. Script tag. The symbol is simple %%, and the use is used to include Java statements, right? And we have seen some example programs using these tags. Today, let us move to the next and very important one, JSP action tags. JSP action tags. So we are having some of the action tags like JSP:include, JSP:forward, JSP:param, JSP:useBean, JSP:setProperty, JSP:getProperty. Last three tags are, it's a combination topic, very important one for today's class, these three tags. Now, let us initially go with include and forward. JSP:include and JSP:forward. Both are for same purpose, used to include other JSP files. And these tags are dynamic. These are dynamic. So here by using this %@include also we can include, but it is static. Static means during compile time only the content will get included, then the request is processed. So whereas dynamic means during runtime it will go to the respective file and the content will get included. So they are dynamic in nature. Now let us go with the example code, and after example code we'll see the difference between include and forward. First.jsp, this we need to run. From first we'll include second, from second we'll include third.jsp. Open Eclipse, right click on project and say new class, JSP file, new JSP file, first.jsp. Here we'll go with the content like h3. This is first page. This is first page. From first we'll include second. How to include second? JSP:include. We have to use the attribute page equal to second.jsp. Second.jsp. Then we'll say again, this is end of first page. This is end of first page. So from first we are including second. Now create second.jsp. Create a new JSP file, second.jsp. We'll go with the message. This is second page. And from second, we'll include that like this JSP colon include page equal to star.jsp. Then we'll go with the message. This is end of second page. From first, we are including second. From second, we are including third. Now create third.jsp. Where we'll go with the message. This is third page. Let us run the application from first.jsp. Run this application. Now observe the result. Output is important to understand. See, it's saying, see, this is first page. From first we are going to second. From second we are going to third. Again control is coming back to previous page. See, this is end of second page. This is end of first page. Means in the case of include, the response is handled by all the pages. Now instead of include, let us go with forward. So copy this piece of code. Keep the code in comments. Control Shift slash. We'll go with comment. Paste the code. And instead of include, let us say forward. Similar way, coming to second.jsp, copy this piece of code, keep the code in comments, paste, and instead of include, let us say forward. Run the code from first.jsp. See the result, we are getting only this is third page. From first, it's going to second, second to third, but the control is not coming back to previous pages. Means the response is handled by only the last page. So when you want to make the control to come back to previous pages, use include. If you don't want to come back to previous pages, we use forward. So what is the difference? In case of JSP colon include, the response is handled by all the JSP pages. In the case of JSP colon include, the response is handled by all the JSP pages, whereas in case of JSP colon forward, the response is handled by only the last page. Only by the last page. See here. How to include? From first.jsp, we can include like this. JSP colon include page equal to second.jsp. Right? From first.jsp, we are including second. How to include? How to include here? So JSP colon include page equal to second.jsp. In second, we are including third. And then when we go with include, we get the output like this is first page, then goes to second, this is second page, then goes to third, this is third page. After that, control will come back to previous pages and say this is end of second page and says this is end of first page. In the case of include, the response is handled by all the pages. But when we say forward, from first it will go to second, from second it is going to third, then response is handled by only last page. So control will not come back to previous pages in the case of forward. Now, let us move to the next one. Very simple tag, JSP colon param. JSP colon param. Use it to send the parameters from one JSP page to another JSP page. So when you want to send some data from one page to another page, we can go with this param tag. Let us understand with the code. JSP param1.jsp. This we need to run. JSP param2.jsp. From param1, we'll send some data to param2. Right click on project and send new JSP file. JSP param1.jsp. We'll say here JSP :forward page equal to JSP param2. From param1 connecting to param2. When we connect to param2, we want to send some data from param1 to param2 like this. How to send this? JSP :param name equal to item price value equal to some 8,000. So from param1, I want to send some data to param2. What is the parameter name? Item price with a value 8,000. Now create param2. JSP param2. In this, we want to take the value of salary. Sorry, this item price. We want to take the item price. What is that? How to take it? By using expression tag percentage equal to, call the method request.getParameter of item price. That's it. Request.getParameter of item price. Now see, when we run this param1, we get the item price as 8,000. So whenever you want to send some data from one page to another page, we use this param tag. Now let us come to the major topic of today's class. This is the major topic today, that is using Java beans in JSP. Java bean term is very important. Till end of the course or any project you take, we make use of Java beans in that. That much important Java beans are. Mainly to hold the data in the form of objects. Like if your application is going with the book related things, then we create a class book. If you go with the employee means employee class, student means student class, mainly to hold the data in the form of objects. So for that we create a Java bean class. It's mainly to hold the data in the form of objects. You can define a Java bean class like a Java bean is a public class, should be a public class with private properties and public setters and getter methods, for every property. Like example, if you create a Java bean class like book, we are going with a Java bean class book. Java bean means it's a class. It's a simple public class. So I want to hold data of book in the form of objects. Playing with object oriented only, Java beans here. Now in this book class, we go with the properties like private, int, book id, private, string, book name, private, double, book price. These are private properties. So this data members only we call properties. Now for every property, we should have a setter method and getter method like this. Public void set book id, which takes book id as argument, and we'll say this dot book id equal to book id. So setter will give the value to the property. Let us go with getter. Public int get book id. So when we call the method get book id, which returns the value of the property, return book id. Like that, we can have setters and getter methods for every property. And see, the method name should compulsory start with the set get only. I cannot go with our own method names. Set book id, get book id. Set book name, get book name. Set book price, get book price. Like that only. Okay. Now, and one more, if I go with here bid, if I just write only bid, then this is not a Java bean class. It will become an ordinary class now. So the method name should match with the property name compulsory. So here you are having property name book id, compulsory I should write here book ID. I cannot go with our own method names. So should match with the property names. Then only we call it as Java Bean class. And it's very simple. It's very simple to create Java Bean classes in Eclipse. Clear how the Java Bean class looks, all of you? Now, let us understand this with the diagram. Using Java Beans in JSP. Here, let us create a welcome page. Let us go with a welcome page. Book.html. Here we'll accept the book details, or let us do one thing. Let us go with a Java Bean class. This is our Java Bean class. Now, let us create a welcome page to accept the book details. So let us create one HTML file, book.html, where we accept the book details from user like book ID, book name, book price. And let us go with a button save book. So here we go with the text fields to accept the user input. And save book button. Now let us fill the data like book ID, something like 101, book name, learn spring, book price, some 800. And let us go with the name of the text fields. For this, we are going with the name, book ID, book name, and book price. These are the names given to the text fields. Now, when we click on this submit button, we want to connect to a JSP file. Let me go with the name of the file as savebook.jsp. What savebook.jsp should do is, it should read this form data. What are the data we have entered in this form? These values should go and store into this properties of Java Bean class book. Then your book class object is ready with values. Then I can use that object for other processing. So playing with objects only, the main concept of Java Beans in JSP. So how to write that code now? How to read this form data and assign to your properties? See here, we are going with the script tag. Here we read int book ID equal to integer.parseInt. Let me simply write shortcut here, integer.parseInt request.get parameter of book ID. I'm just writing shortcut here in the document. Integer.parseInt request.get parameter of book ID. So whatever the value we have entered in this book ID, text field 101, that will come and store into this book ID integer. Similar way, string book name equal to request.get parameter of book name. Double book price equal to double dot parts double request dot get parameter of book price. Right? So we have read the form data. Once we read the form data, then we have to assign these values to the book class properties. How to assign? Create object of book class, book equal to new book. Once we create object of book class, invoke the setter methods. Book dot set book ID, pass your book ID, the value what you read from the form. The value what you read from the form book ID, this value we are assigning to this book ID using setter method. Similarly, book dot set book name, pass the value book name. Book dot set book price, pass the value book price. That's it. Now the object is ready with values. Now whatever you want to do with the object, it depends on the application. We can take the object and insert into table like that. So that database connections, everything I'll be showing in the next class, how to take the object and insert into table. Now, so this is the piece of code what you are writing in JSP. Now, whatever the code we have written in JSP using script tag, it goes with some drawbacks. The drawbacks are like, in future, if you add one more property to this book class, if you add one more property like author, if you add one more property author, then what we need to do? We need to come back to this JSP file and modify the code. We have to say request.get parameter author, book.set author like that. So whenever our Java bin class is getting updated, every time we have to come back to JSP file and update our code. This is one drawback here. And one more drawback is, see here for example, if you are having 100 properties here, if you are having 100 properties in Java bin class, then how many lines of code we should write here? Approximately 200. 100 for request.get parameter and 100 for setter methods, calling the setter methods. So approximately 200 lines. So the code is becoming huge. And one more drawback is parsing. One more drawback is parsing. So we have to convert into respect to property data type. So these are the drawbacks with our script code. So this is the place where we use the action tags, that is JSP : use bin. So for this, the solution given by JSP is only 2 lines of code. How many properties your Java bin class may have, and whatever the data type the property may be, whatever the data type it may be, we can solve this problem only with 2 lines of code by using the tag JSP : use bin. JSP : use bin, ID equal to book, means the object name is book, and refer to the class book. So we are connecting to the Java bin class book, and the reference name given to connect to that is book. Now for use the tag JSP : set property, JSP : set property, name equal to book, means we are referring to the ID book, and simply say property equal to star. That's it. Property equal to star. That's it. Only 2 lines of code. Now what is going to happen? It will go to this book ID, takes the value and invokes set book ID method. It will take learn string and invoke set book name method. 800 will go to set book price method. It will go to the respective setter methods. When these values goes to the respective setter methods, then this values will be ready. Then your book object is ready with values. And what is the object name? Book here. Then how it knows that this 111 should go to set book ID only? The property names what we use in Java bin class should match here. That in that way, this book ID, this value will go to the respective setter method. Book name will go to the respective set book name method. Price will go to set book price method. So because the form field names and property names of job in class should be same, then only it is possible. So what is the important point to remember? The job in class, property names and HTML form field names means should be same. Then only we can make it possible. Clear all of you? Any questions? No. Let us go with the complete application. Create a package, MyPack, in web project. So generally we create Java Bean classes in a package. Let us go with a package, MyPack. Okay. Create a Java Bean class, book in MyPack package. Let us go with a Java Bean class. Let us do the steps now. Open Eclipse. Right click on project and say new package, MyPack. Right click on MyPack and say new class. Let us go with the class book. Go with the properties. Private int book ID, private string book name, private double book price. Now for every property we should have a setter method, getter method. How to generate? See, very simple. Right click on this book.java and say source. Right click and say source, and you can see the option generate getters and setters. Click here and click on select all and say generate. That's it. Your code is ready here. That's the reason I said Java beans are very, very simple. Set book ID, get book ID. Set book name, get book name. Set book price, get book price. Right? The next step, let us create a welcome page. Create a welcome page, book.html in web project. Right click on web project and say new HTML file, book.html. Listen the form action equal to save book.jsp. When we click on button, it should connect to savebook.jsp. Accept the details, book ID, input type equal to text, name equal to book ID. Book name, input type equal to text, name equal to book name. Book price, input type equal to text, name equal to book price. What are the names we have given in this Java Bean properties? That same spellings only we have to give here. Then only we can make it manage. Go with the submit button. Input type equal to submit. Value equal to save book. Now when you click on this save book, it connects to savebook.jsp. Now create savebook.jsp. Create a JSP file, savebook.jsp in web project. Savebook. I click on web project and say new JSP file, savebook. Okay. First of all, we have to connect to Java Bean class. How to connect? JSP colon use bean ID equal to book means the object name is book, and we are referring to the class mypack.book. Go with the package name. We are referring to Java Bean class, mention with package name. Then say scope equal to session. Session means what? Already we know. Scope equal to session means the data which is coming from book.html to save book. So we are connecting from one page to another page. the data what is present in one page should be given to the next page. So the data in session I want to use to make this object ready. That's the reason we are saying scope as session. Now, once we connect to the JavaBean class book, now invoke setter methods. How to invoke? JSP::set property, name equal to book, and simply say property equal to star. When we say star, all the setter methods will get invoked. If you say only book ID, then it's going to invoke only set book ID method. Only set book ID method. If you say star, all the setter methods will get invoked. With these two lines, your book object is ready with values. Now, I want to display this object data, means book details, in tabular format. How to do that? For that, let us create one hyperlink ahref equal to displaybook.jsp displaybook display book details. So when we click on this hyperlink display book details, it is going to connect to displaybook.jsp. This displaybook.jsp will take care of invoking the getter methods. Now the next step, create a JSP file displaybook.jsp in web project. Displaybook.jsp. Finally, run the application book.html. Let us create a JSP file displaybook.jsp. Here we want to display the data in tabular format. So first of all, connect to the JavaBean class. How to connect? JSP: use bin id equal to book, class equal to mypack.book, scope equal to session. Now I want to display the data in tabular format. So create a table. Then in the first row, we go with the table heading, book ID. In table data, after book ID, we should take the value of book ID. How to take? By invoking getter method. How to invoke getter method? JSP::get property. JSP::get property, name equal to book. It's a property equal to book ID. That's it. We cannot use star over here. When we are going with getter methods, we have to refer to the particular property name. We cannot use star. So first it will display book ID, and after that it will take the value of your book ID using getter method. So get property to call getter method. Similar way, you can go with other data, other rows, book name, the value of book name, book price, the value of book price. That's it. It completes our application. Run the application from book.html welcome page. Run this. Fill the data. Go with the book name, learn spring, book price 800. Now when we click on save book, then the object is ready with values. Then when you click on this display book details, it's going to show our data in tabular format. So just playing with objects only using JavaBeans in JSP. Clear? Any questions? Very important one. Please practice this. So next class also we'll be using this same concept, but we develop big application by connecting to the databases. So a small web application you can consider, a mini project you can consider in the next class. Now, let us move to the next concept here, custom tags. Custom tags in JSP. Custom tags are used to create user-defined tags in JSP. We create user-defined, our own tags. To create custom tags in JSP, we require the following files. That is tag handler class, a TLD file, and a JSP file which uses the tag. Tag handler class, a TLD file, and a JSP file which uses the tag. Now, what is this tag handler classes? Tag handler classes that is just to create a class, my tag handler, and should extend tag support. Should extend which class? Tag support. Okay. Then tag support is a concrete class, so nothing to override the methods, but as a programmer, we override the methods public int do start tag with some code, public int do end tag with some code. So the logic behind your tag, we write in this tag handler class. So do start tag means when we go with open tag, it goes with the code of do start tag. When we close the tag, it goes with the logic of do end tag. Then a TLD file. So in TLD file, so what is TLD is tag library descriptor. Tag library descriptor. So let us suppose if we are creating my tags.tld, we are to create in web inf folder. So we are to create in web inf folder. Now here the root tag is, it looks similar to XML file. We go with here taglib. Taglib is the root tag. Then here in this one, we go with the tag. I'm writing only part of code here. Tag, the name of the tag. For example, if I say my tag is the name of the tag. Okay. Then tag class. For this my tag, we are referring to tag handler, my tag handler. Tag class. I'll elaborate on this again. Then finally JSP, my JSP.jsp. JSP file. For example, if I go with my JSP.jsp, here we'll say my tag. So whenever we use my tag, since it is user defined, your JSP won't understand what is this my tag. So we have to inform where the code is located. For that, now we have to use taglib directive. Taglib, let's see here, taglib URI equal to webinf slash mytags.tld, and we have to go with the prefix. So for JSP tags, we use prefix like JSP colon include, JSP colon forward, JSP colon param. So JSP is the prefix. Here you can go with your own prefix. I'm saying here C. Now whenever we use this tags, we have to say C colon my tag, like this. So now see, whenever we use this my tag, it will go to this mytags.tld. See the connection? Whenever we use my tag, it goes to this mytags.tld, goes to this mytags.tld, sees the name of the tag, my tag. For this tag, where is the code present? The code behind your tag, my tag handler. Goes to this my tag handler, and this piece of codes will get executed. So when I say open tag, the code present in start tag will get executed. When we go with close, it will execute the code present in do end tag. So this is how custom tags are going to work, right? Now, let me elaborate with an example. Create a custom tag date, create a custom tag date which displays the current date and time onto the browser. I want to create my own tag date. Whenever I use date tag, I want to display the current date and time onto the browser. For that, create a tag handler class, date handler in my package. Date handler. Let us create a tag handler class. Let me show this. In this mypack, right click on mypack and say new class, a simple class, date handler class. Here we make this class extends tag support. Extends tag support. It's a concrete class, so nothing to override. So import the package for tag support belongs to javax.servlet.jsp tag extension tag support. Now override the method do start tag. Do start tag. Then I'll say simple return skip body. Means don't do anything. Return skip body. It's a predefined final variable in tag support class. When we encounter end tag, do end tag. And here we'll see in try and catch block. First we'll connect to browser. How to connect to browser? JSParameter out equal to page context. Page context dot we have to use page context dot get out. This method will connect to the browser. Import the respective packages. Page context dot get out. This out will now connect to the browser from where we get request. Now say out dot write new date dot toString. Because out dot write method takes string as an argument, so we are converting the date into toString method. Then import the package for date class belongs to util package. What you are doing? Out dot write, we are printing date in the form of string format onto the browser, right? At the end say return eval page. Means whatever the evaluation we are getting, whatever the evaluation page we are getting, that result we are going to return here. Now the tag handler class is ready. So no need to remember the codes. Okay, no one will ask you to write the codes. Okay, just understand the concept of how to create custom tags. And this concept is not at all used nowadays. But to have an idea, I'm discussing this. The next step, create a TLD file, mytags.tld in web.inf folder. mytags.tld. Right click on web.inf, present under web app, and say new file, just say new file, mytags.tld. Extension what we have given .tld. Then go with the root tag, taglib. We have to provide that taglib version. I'm saying some 1.0, some versions. JSP version 1.1. Short name, some DT, any short name you can use. Then say tag. This code is important. Tag. The name of the tag is date. What is the name of the tag? Date. Then for this, the tag class is myPack.date handler. myPack.date handler. So I'll elaborate once again. The last one, create a JSP file. Create a JSP file, date dot, or you can say my date.jsp in web project. My date.jsp. This we need to run. The final step, right click on web project and say new JSP file, my date.jsp. In this, just use the tag date. That's it. So since this date is a user defined, we have to refer where the code is available. So to refer by using the taglib directory. Taglib URI equal to the location webinf slash mytags.tld. mytags.tld. Then prefix, we have to go with some prefix for your tag. I'm saying C or D, anything, any prefix you wish. Then we can say D colon date. So we have to refer whenever we use tag, we have to say D colon date. What are the prefix name you are using? Now when I use this date tag, goes to this mytags.tld file, sees the name of the tag. For this, what is the class? Tag handler, date handler. Goes to this class date handler, and this piece of code will get executed. This is how it's going to work. And even go with the label current date and time. Here we call the tag date, D colon date. Now see when we run, we get the current date and time onto the browser. See, we are getting the current date and time onto the browser here. Clear all of you how to go with custom tags? Just have a one-time practice. Don't pull out lot of time on this custom tags. We are not at all using these concepts nowadays. Right. Now, let us go with one more. How to make use of attributes. How to use attributes in custom tags. Attributes in JSP custom tags. In order to go with attributes, attribute means like example, if you say cube, what is the prefix we have used here? D, right? So D colon cube. If I say number equal to 3, attribute is 3. Attribute is number and the value is 3. Then it should go with the result cube as 27. What is the number I pass? For that, it should give the cube to me. Okay. So this is the meaning of attribute here. Then, to define attributes, we need to perform the following. That is, define property in the tag handler class with the attribute name and define setter method. Then define the attribute element. Define the attribute element inside the tag element of TLD file. Let me elaborate with the programs. Refer programs cube handler.java, creating package, mytags.tld, updated, then cube.jsp. This we need to run. Let us create these files. So right click on my pack and say new class cube handler. Just to make this class extends pack support. Then what are the attribute we want to take? We have to make it as a property. So number is the attribute, so we make it as property, and we have to generate a setter method here. Public void set number, which takes number as argument, and we'll say this dot number equal to number. We have to create a property. What are the attribute we take, and for that we have to create a setter method. Now override the do start method, do start tag. We can even say like throws JSP exception. Then say JSP writer out equal to page context dot get out, which will connect to the browser window. Then say here out dot println. What I should print here? What are the number you are taking? That we have to multiply 3 times cube. We are finding the cube. So what is the number we are taking? We are multiplying 3 times. We are finding the cube. Then finally is the written AVAL page. Import the packages. So this is the simple logic here. Now go to this mytags.tld. Now go with a tag. Go with a tag. What is the name of the tag here? Cube. The name of the tag is cube. Then tag class. What is the class? mypack.cube handler. This is the class. Here we have to go with one more attribute. Whenever we are having attributes in our tag, we have to use the tag attribute, and the name of the attribute is number, and say required true. Means the attribute is mandatory, means yes. So required is true. That completes our TLD file. Now finally create a JSP file which uses the tag cube.jsp. Here we'll refer to the third-party library %taglib URI equal to webinf / mytags tld prefix equal to what are the prefix you want to say, can say any prefix we can use. Then use the tag, select cube of 3 x colon cube, and what is the attribute? Number, and the value is what? 3. This is the closing tag. Right? So now whenever we use this tag cube and that attribute value is what? 3, then goes to this mytags.tld, sees the tag name cube, invokes the cube handler class with the attribute number 3, and which is going to return cube of your given number. Now see, when we run, we get see the cube as 27, cube of 3 as 27, right? So this is our own tags. Just going with our own tags is only custom tags. Okay, just to do only one time practice. The reason is we are having one more concept like JSTL, JSP standard template library. In that they have given almost all the tags to us. So already they have created tags using custom tags concept only in JSTL. So directly we can use those tags instead of going with our own tags. Okay. So next class we'll see JSTL, and even as I mentioned, I'll be taking one big application using the concepts of JSP. So that application also we do in the next class. Right? Yeah. Thank you all and happy weekend.